to the Marvel Movie Minute, a daily podcast which we smash apart the films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe into 1-minute chunks so we can analyze them in scrupulous detail. I'm Kyle Olson from the Road to Infinity podcast.
Hey, and I'm Rob Cabasco, and look, when we said we would discuss this movie minute by minute, and we're doing it, and it's amazing.
Sure.
But not every minute is chock full of stuff.
No.
This minute,
we've had our one-act plays.
We've
had our stalker Bruces.
Walk and talks.
Yeah.
We've had action. We've had all these different things. This minute, I can summarize in about 3.5 things.
Okay.
Head shrink, a bed, Lou, and I got to deliver pizzas.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this minute is.
Which brings us, speaking to our second of our 3-part intro commentary series.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Hey, for those of you who ever have had the job of delivering pizza, that's got to be tough.
Unsung heroes, man.
Right?
Because it makes it so you're so happy when they get there.
And put aside the reality of safety and making sure
Sure.
that you're okay, and obviously we want to make sure everyone is okay, right?
Of course.
But then there's just the silly, ridiculous stuff that happens, and I can only think of one person in the MCU prior to this that has had to deal with the trials of delivering pizza.
Sure.
Maybe this will ring a bell.
Pizza time.
Oh,
Oh, Toby. Spider-Man 2.
You didn't get it there in time.
Yeah.
You got nothing.
No, you got nothing.
So pizza delivery, obviously technology's gotten better, everything's gotten better, but I still love the concept of pizza delivery by bicycle.
Right?
I think that's just an amazing thing. We didn't have that when I was growing up.
No.
I don't ever remember that on college campuses.
No. Yeah, because when delivery first came up, then it was all about the time thing, and even the Spider-Man thing was about that, like 30 minutes or less.
And I might
and
be
then they realized that people were like breaking the law and putting themselves in danger to get there in 30 minutes or less, and they decided, oh wait, maybe we should just be like, yeah, we'll get there.
The only other movie that I can think of, and this is again a weird pull, the only other movie I can think of a bicycle delivery service on a college campus in a movie, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
Wow.
How about that?
That's a deep cut.
Jason Scott Lee.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Oh, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, what does this all have to do with minute 38? Well, okay.
Bruce gets a job in this one. This is the first time we've actually seen him going out and earning money.
With new clothes.
Oh, that's why I take it back. I guess he was working when we first met him. He was working as a repairman.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think so. He is. So
of course.
This is just next in a series of odd jobs.
This is his second job since then.
Yeah. So in 17 days, that doesn't look good on a resume.
Yeah.
But when we start minute 38 of 2008's Incredible Hulk movie, directed by Louis Leterrier, we are picking up at the end of the conversation between Stanley and Bruce, as more sort of bad news is imparted to them.
Yes.
Yeah. So we get they've already said like, okay, so he's got a room to stay in, so he's like he has a safe place to be in. He's probably going to get some good pizza, so there's something for that. And then Bruce asks the question, she's with somebody, and Stanley has to be like, ugh. You can see him like the pain of him having to like break his heart and go, yeah, he's a head shrink, which I think is a fun, just like anachronistic word for a psychiatrist. They say he's one of the best, but a really nice guy. Like he's trying to soften the blow. Like he's not a jerk. Like he's a nice fella.
Also not gamma irradiated.
Right. Doesn't have the government looking for him.
There's
can
also
hold
that
down
too.
a job for more than a couple of weeks.
Accused of a series of murders and on the run.
My dad likes him.
Yeah.
And
then what is Bruce's reaction to that?
Yeah, like like it's another one of those like Edward Norton pained reactions.
Oh man.
Bruce takes another hit.
Yes. What is? I don't know. All right. So, yeah, bring it.
Poor Bruce. Always the lonely man. They should just like drop that in every time that he has a pained expression.
He has a pained
face.
expression.
Oh,
all right, fine. Well, this is nice. Though. He's got a bed. We know we needs.
He's got to have meals.
Yes.
I think we can see that looks like Stanley made him some soup.
Yes,
or he had
beautiful.
some soup there, and so he had eaten that. So Bruce finally has a full belly, probably for the first time in a long time.
Yes.
And then he says, "But there's one other thing." And we cut to the next, let's say, afternoon. I do pizza. Do people order pizza in the morning?
I guess. Yeah,
So,
maybe.
so now
breakfast pizza.
So since we are doing a minute-by-minute podcast, it's time to get nitpicky again.
Uh-oh. What?
So remember when I had a problem with the squeaky door back during the fight at the plant? He opens the door to reveal the tough guy leader.
Right.
And they used door squeak 01. Like,
right.
I mean, it's just well, in this, they use a really, really, really stupid gag. So we cut to Bruce in full outfit delivering pizzas, and he's riding a bike. And so we hear gling, gling.
Well, the bicycles have bicycle bells.
Sure. That one doesn't.
Oh, no!
Yes. Oh, my God. Like, come on. You can just show a person on a bike without having a little bell dinging.
Well, he even is this is, one of the things about this portrayal of Bruce Banner is that even in the midst of all this, he still is he's got some humility, and he's clearly got his manners, right? So you hear him saying, pardon me. Pardon me.
Yes, he's maneuvering through the campus.
But with the bell.
Here we are back again at the University of Toronto.
Right. And somebody in
the sound mix like added in a bell.
Bicycle bell.
A bicycle bell.
Need it.
Yeah. Like they well, he's on a bike. All bikes have bells, right? It's just like every time a car goes around a corner, the tires are squealing. Even if it's on ice, doesn't matter. It's like when a car goes around the corner, the tire squeals, right? That's the movie.
That is kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's kind of... Now,
it bugged me.
Now, don't bury the lead. New hat.
Still in the disguise.
But with glasses.
New hat.
But a new hat.
A Stanley's Pizzeria. I couldn't exactly see, but we see Stanley's across the top. And a windbreaker.
Yeah.
With the
and
nice
a hoodie.
little
He's
white
got a hoodie
stripes
under
on the
it.
cups.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. And sunglasses too. So I mean, like, he is totally unrecognizable now. I mean, like, nobody pays attention to the pizza guy, right?
No, but
he could walk in anywhere on this campus.
Rolling with a high bar bike.
Yeah.
Right.
So as he goes along, then he's like, "This is what's gonna to get me in the door. Like, no one's gonna stop me now." But before we move on, there actually is a deleted scene that goes in here.
Oh,
because the movie has Bruce going right from delivering and then going right to meeting Lou Ferrigno. But no, like, it actually is a little bit more from the deleted scene of him actually doing the job.
Doing what job?
Doing the job of delivering pizzas. So, like, the idea would be Stanley going, "Oh yeah, you can borrow the stuff, but you're gonna have to do a little work for me."
What?
So that, like, people had placed orders, and if he's gonna give the delivery stuff, then Bruce actually has to do the job of delivering pizzas.
Hold on, wait. Well, let's go back.
Yeah.
We all know that I am very upset about the predicament that Bruce is in.
Yes.
Okay? Life has crapped on him.
Right.
He goes to this old friend of his, Stanley. He gets a bed. Great.
Sure.
He gets fed. Sure.
Uh-huh.
He knows the whole story.
Right.
Bruce tells him, "Hey, I need a favor."
Yeah.
So we cut to it. The favor is, let me dress up as a pizza delivery man because I got to get in there to get the stuff I need so I can cure myself.
And he says, "Bruce, Bubby, I love you, but I got a business to run. So yes, you can borrow the stuff to sneak onto campus, but you're gonna have to do some work for me first."
No, I've had enough.
No, Rob, come back. I'm saying,
you're kidding me.
No, you need to see that. This is worth discussing. This deleted scene is actually worth discussing because it's half great and half terrible, which is why I think it cancel each other out. So can you come back and do some more?
Okay, I mean, my heart rate just was at like 198.
Did your watch start yelling at you?
Okay, so watching this deleted scene. Wait a minute, though.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're going to talk about the deleted scene because it's fantastic. There's actually a lot of great stuff in here.
It must have been edited very, very late because it is all cut together. It's not, it's not nearly. It looks like a finished, sequence that they just snipped right on.
And my theory of why it's cut, is that because it makes Stanley look like a dork.
You think they cut it out just to preserve the integrity of the Stanley character?
Because you should absolutely think the favor is that you can pose as a delivery man so you can go take pizzas to do whatever it is you need to do.
Yeah, to do whatever. I don't want to know about because I don't want to have to confess to the feds when they eventually arrest me.
Oh my God, no. No.
Also, he would not be able to fit 6 pizzas in that little thing on the back of the bike, but that's just logistics.
Yeah. I mean,
so we see Bruce delivering pizza. So the first he goes to, it's to apparently a science club or some kind of class, or they're working on some sort of scientific something or other. And so he goes in and delivers stuff, and then as he's looking at the door, he quickly glances at all their stuff on the boards, the chalkboard. Yeah, of all the facts and figures, everything they put together. And he sees there's something wrong with their formulas.
Right.
Like he sees that their third thermal coupling, he says they're running awfully hot. That needs to be a lot cooler than that. I love that scene because it shows how brilliant of a guy he is, that he could just glance at the board and instantly know what they're doing, what it means, and then to figure out what's wrong with their math.
You could say this is his Will Hunting moment.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Yeah, I mean that fits right into that thing.
Well,
he's that smart. He can see right away.
What is really great about the scene, and please go look for it.
I think it's Bruce Delivers Pizzas. You can find it on YouTube, or it's on the Blu-ray, or on the deleted scenes. From
What's
iTunes.
Cool about it is that when he gets, again, I love when Bruce, because he has a tortured soul, he gets these little moments of not just humanity, but he gets to be like, I am that guy who's a brilliant scientist.
Right.
And you have the wonderful reaction of all the college students in the room that are like, wait, what? Oh.
Yeah, they look at it, and one of the guys like, oh, wait, he's right.
And their reaction is kind of cool, like, dude.
Yeah, not like whatever, pizza man.
Yeah,
just take your stuff and go.
Well,
because that's about to happen too.
That's the second part.
Yeah,
of the
then we get the dumb college joke. So he has to deliver then pizzas to a sorority.
Sorority?
But this
the Thetas?
The Thetas.
The
yeah,
Thetas.
you know the Thetas. I mean, they're famous on Culver University campus.
Theta. Are they
I'm sure.
trithetes?
Yeah, they're the Thetas.
I don't know.
Theta. Can we help you? No, it doesn't work. So he delivers their pizza to them, and of course, it's two just generic blonde right out of Central Casting.
It is the stereotypical what you would not want to do today out of respect for everyone.
Right.
But yes, it was clearly a stereotypical.
So he delivers the pizza and then tries to collect, and then like, oh no, we have an account with Stanley.
And you kind of think he's going to do the whole like, when he hands them the pizza, he kind of's got a little bit of a smile on his face, like, hello, ladies.
Like, right.
Here's some pizza. And then they, of course, take it like, which to them, oh, we got this guy, right? Oh, yeah, it's on our account. They start to close the door, and he's just like, no. He puts his hand, no.
Yeah, he's like, I need to call Stanley about this. But instead, they're like, no. And then open the pizza and then take out and go, also, this pizza's cold. And they take out one of the toppings and flick it at him. And what kind of topping is it? The most evil pizza topping there is. Olives.
Damn olives.
That's right. They smacks him in the face.
And a black olive.
With a black olive.
Are you kidding?
Ugh. Just goes to show. I mean, we talked about this in a previous minute.
You know what should have happened right there?
What? In the series, that would have been the case. That would have been enough to trigger him.
As ridiculously just yes, it's guttural comedy here, right? And I could see why this part you could totally cut out.
Yeah.
But he does have a funny reaction because
he does the line.
Yes.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. And the girl says, ew, gross, and slams the door in his face.
Coming back to it, though, the girl's reaction is exactly what you would expect anyone. If you went to somebody just in that situation and went, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Maybe not said that creepily, but the reaction would be, dude, get out of here. We're calling the police.
Right, and so they slam the door in his face, and he's like, oh, that didn't go well at all. And then the dude bro, fraternity jock,
the kegger dude,
right,
who's holding a keg, just like,
dude. And basically like just chastised him for not being manly and standing up to her. And
well, and it's interesting. And we obviously, this is a family podcast.
Sure.
But his reaction, it does have an obscenity and also has a reference to something that's an obscenity, right? Like, these movies they've tried to not to get too much into that, right? So maybe that's another reason why they cut this. They were like, oh, this is maybe just a little bit more than we want to go.
Yeah. If I was cutting this stuff together, I probably would have used the first part of that scene and then gone right to
that would have been
we'll
fine.
see the rest of the scene.
Because that was still acknowledging his brilliance and making it a harmonious, kind society.
Right. But
I'm still
Yeah. So good choice in deleting the whole thing. If you got to cut it all out. So meanwhile, back to the rest of the story. So he walks in and he's like, oh, I know the security guard at this place. And he walks in and there's a new security guard.
And this is Maynard Hall, which is
this is Maynard Hall. Yeah, he's back to Maynard Hall. She's still trying to get the data.
Right.
So he's like, oh, I know that security guard. But there's a new security guard there.
And this new security guard is a mountain of a man.
That's right, and he should look familiar for all of us because that's Lou Ferrigno. Blah, blah, blah. Like the original Incredible Hulk. Still looking fantastic, even back in 2008. Yeah. Still built like a mountain.
Right.
And so he has his cameo here. Actually, and the nice thing, he actually gets a couple lines as opposed to. I don't even think in Ang Lee's, he played the same part. He was all
same part, which I think is funny.
But I think Stan Lee stole all the lines.
Right, because they're walking out in his part in that previous movie.
Yeah.
They're just walking out of a building, and Stan Lee's the one who gets, I think, the speaking parts.
Yeah.
But, one, he's playing the same role of a security guy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And he looks fantastic.
He does. And so so Lou Ferrigno is an interesting guy. He came up with Arnold Schwarzenegger. They were both in the Pumping Iron documentary. He became Mr. Universe at, I think it was 21. I mean, he was always been into physical fitness and stuff too, and so that's how he kind of got casted, because he had this massive physique, and so when they're looking for a Hulk that looked like a giant of a human, he's the guy they found.
Sure.
Yeah, and so from that, of course, that's his most famous role. So he's done it. So he does the convention circuit all the time. But he has an incredible resume. Like on IMDb, he has a ton of credits. But then he has even more credits as himself. So he's appeared as Lou Ferrigno in more things than he's appeared as anything else.
That's kind of become
like King of Queens, where he was Lou Ferrigno on King of Queens.
Lou Ferrigno showing up as Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah.
Is kind of been a meme in television and film.
Oh yes, and still to this day, like he's still working.
Oh yeah, we've seen. Have you ever seen him in person at like a
yeah?
Comic-Con?
Oh, of course. Yeah,
all the time.
I think if you go to any convention,
right,
chances are Lou Ferrigno will show up at some point.
And then he had his bit of a revival when he was a contestant on The Apprentice. Mm-hmm. That was certainly a bit of a revival for him, for people who were not familiar of the 70s TV show. Mm-hmm. Or the other things he's done.
Yeah.
But this is great to see him there. And I love Ed Norton's face.
Yeah.
When you see him as he's walking up to the place and realizing this is not the same security guard, he has this whole where he bites the inside of his right side of his cheek and is like, ooh. So how am I going to do this?
Right.
But he has an idea. And then, but the best part is he goes up to him, the security guard is very nice to him, the security guard stands up, and Ed Norton again has this great expression of,
when he stands up and
doing?
keeps on standing.
Yes.
So we talked about in I'm not sure, I can't remember which minute it was, but in the walk and talk when we saw Blonsky and William Hurt. I should probably be doing the same thing at the same time. So when we saw William Hurt and Tim Roth walking next to each other, we got to see their height difference.
Right.
Well, and we said, it's interesting they actually let them be their natural heights. Well, in this, these guys are not that different in height.
Oh, funny.
Edward Norton is 6 foot, and Lou Ferrigno is 6'4". There's only about 4 inches between them.
Yeah,
they do the shot over his shoulder and he stands up, he's like this mountain, something rising from the ground.
The security guard area is on a pedestal.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So they did play a little bit with the heights here. With the other one, they let them be their natural heights. Here, they play a little bit with the heights just because they let, and it's a nice thing because they let Lou be massive.
Right.
He crowds a third of the frame just because of how they have it shot, and then you can and they get a nice reaction from Edward Norton where it's like, oh wow, this guy's even bigger standing up than he was when he was sitting down. Whoa. Yeah, that's which is a nice thing to do.
Now he's got an interesting exchange I picked up on too when we're watching this. Mm-hmm. So he's like, "Hey pal, I got a delivery on 5," which I'm assuming he means floor 5.
Sure.
And Lou's, the security guard's reaction is, "Well, there's nobody there." Why is that? Is it a weekend?
Right.
What's the whole?
That's a good question. I mean, I know that this is April 1st, so maybe he's playing it as an April Fool's joke.
Well, that's just interesting, right? I thought that was a funny response, because you just saw him go on a campus that is fairly busy,
right? Yeah, okay. Actually, as she's riding across.
It's not at nighttime. This is still during operating hours.
Right.
So interesting response to that. And then, of course, so how's he going to get in?
Right.
What's he going to do?
Yeah, and it's the old pizza bribe.
He's got an extra medium, huh?
Because that means
Pizza time.
yeah,
It's pizza time somewhere.
it's pizza time
It's
somewhere.
always pizza time?
Always pizza time somewhere. So this continuing on with your series.
When the moon hits your eye
Now-
like a big pizza pie.
By the way,
Pizza
we should
opens doors.
You know, I
That's
should
what
have.
I'm saying.
I should have mentioned the great Dean Martin, right? Our song choice there. I'm getting a little frustrated, right?
But
Because
the power of pizza.
this is the clip. The minute ends, right?
Right,
He hands him
he
the pizza.
hands him the pizza.
The security guard opens
Lou
the pizza,
opens the pizza,
to
yeah.
look and see the pizza. That's where it ends.
Right.
Are you telling me that pizza is gonna bribe his way into a secure facility?
Well, we won't know until minute 39.
Well, I'm a little frustrated. I mean, okay, listen.
But it's the power of pizza.
I understand, but really, pizza. This actually is this. You really got to listen to the next minute because I'm going to get really into this.
Okay.
Pizza as a bribery tactic.
Okay.
That does play well into our next minute.
Okay. So I take it back. I misspoke. It's actually June 1st. April 1st. No, it's June 1st.
Oh, it's June 1st.
It's June 1st. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's and we'll check in with the MCU here in a couple.
Thank
minutes,
you
'cause the minute lasts for a while.
For checking that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, what else is going on in the MCU right now? Like, oh yeah, right. There's a bunch of stuff going on, but this we're gonna be in this day for a while, so we'll put that off for a while. But yeah, so according to the fine folks over at Marvel Cinematic Universe.fandom.com, this is actually June 1st of 2010. So that's where as we've transitioned to there too, and it's a very eventful day. So we're going to see a lot of stuff happen over here. So, but in the meantime, as you're waiting for minute 39 to drop and to find out will the pizza bribe work, you can head over to Facebook because we're on Facebook as well. You can join our Facebook group. It's called The Marvel Movie Minute and the Next Reel Film Podcast Executive Lounge.
Executive Lounge.
Executive Lounge. You can find it over at facebook.com/groups/thenextreel.
There's nothing creepy about the way we just said that.
Come to our lounge. It's only for executives.
Yikes. We'll have pizza. Don't worry.
Come tell us your favorite kind of pizza over there.
Yeah.
So thank you all for listening. Hope you had a smashing good time. Until next time, true believers.
Bye.